another topic of commercial studies class 10 ICSE board, that is logistics. See, we will discuss here what is logistics. Meaning of logistics. Logistics is the process of managing the movement and storage of raw materials and finished products from the supplier through the firm and on to customers. See, logistics means to manage what? To manage the movement and storage of what? To manage the movement and storage of raw materials and finished goods. They see how to move, how to send the things and how to store the things. Like the things are raw materials and finished goods from the supplier. From the supplier through the firm. The suppliers will get what? Raw materials, and that will be supplied to firm. They will make the finished products, and that finished products will be transported or will be hand over to the final consumer. This all process is come under logistics. Now see, logistics is also known as the physical distribution management. Physical distribution management means the raw material, distribute them and manage them. Now see, logistics has mainly divided into three categories. First, transportation. Second, warehousing. Third, insurance. Transportation sees the movement of raw materials and finished products. Means how the raw material will be provided to the firm. And warehousing and the transportation see one more thing, how the finished products will be reached to the final consumers. And in warehousing, what happens in warehousing, we will see how to store the raw material, how to store the finished product. And in insurance, that is a risk coverage. Like if we have anything uncertain happens, so we can cover up with the help of insurance. Now see, these three are very main part of logistics. We are going to discuss about this one. Moving on the next topic, that is meaning of transportation. Now see, transport means the convenience of goods and passenger from one place to another. Simply, transportation provides the facility that the passengers and the goods can be moved from one place to another. In other words, it refers to the physical means by which goods and passengers are moved from one place to another. Means transportation helps the firm to get the supply raw materials, and transportation helps the final consumer to get their products, as they supply the raw materials to the firms and the finished good from the firms to the final consumer. Now see, for example, means of transportation. Now transportation is divided into three broad categories: landways, waterways and airways. Transportation is divided into three broad categories, that is landways, waterways and airways. Now see, again landways is classified into two types, that is railways and roadways. Then see, railway means we all know that the trains moving on the tracks, that is considered as railways. In railway transportation, a huge expenditure is done. In railway transportation, a huge expenditure is done to establish them, to set up. Because without setup, the trains cannot move. But whereas the roadways, they are simple. They can move on the muddy road also. Any road they can move. Now we will be discussing about rail transport and road transport. Moving on the next topic, that is meaning of rail transport. Now see, as I told you before also, rail transport is the one of the huge network which is used in India or in other countries also. So rail transport is very effective, very essential part of transportation, because with the help of rail transport we are connecting from one state to another state and some of our neighboring countries also. Now see, what are the merits of rail transport? First, larger capacity. As I told you before also, the trains they have a larger capacity to carry passengers as well as goods. Why? Because they are very huge. Trains are there, mal gadis are there, passenger trains are there. So they have a capacity to carry a large number of passengers as well as a larger quantity of goods. Next, suitable for bulky and heavy goods. Now see, it is very suitable for carrying bulky and heavy goods, like a lot of things are there. Like we have seen that cements are there or food items are there. So bulky goods means as much as the quantity is there, and the heavy goods, they can be easily transported with the help of rail transport from one place to another place. Next, high speed. The trains have high speed. The speed of train is higher in comparison to road, in comparison to trucks and others. The speed of the rail transport is much higher than the road one. So it is very suitable for carrying a heavy and bulky goods from one place to another, or carrying a large number of people from one place to another. Next, economical in budget. See, the trains are very cheaper. For long distance, the trains are very cheaper. So it is in budget. So everyone, the passengers, it is in economy. It is in their budget. So they can be easily transported from one place to another. Moving on the next, that is high safety. So the trains provide the higher safety of goods and passengers. Like they are very inconvenient. They are very convenient. They are inconvenient means they provide a high safety of the passengers as well as the goods carried in them. Due to high speed, see, they are providing all this. The capacity of train is larger. It is suitable for carrying bulky and heavy goods. Speed, I have told you before also, the speed is much more in comparison to other transport, not other road transport. Economy or in budget, the fare is in budget of the common people. High safety, they provide a safety of passengers as well as goods. Moving on the next topic, that is demerits of rail transport. As we have discussed about merits, now we are going to criticize them. Now see, the first is huge capital expenditure. See, as I told you before also, in rail transportation, the capital invested, that is very huge. Means we have to set up. The setup is very expensive, and it requires a huge amount of capital. Like we have to set the tracks, we have to make platforms, we have to make stations, we have to appoint a large number of people to work. So the capital invested is a very huge. So it is a expensive process. Second, lack of flexibility means they are not flexible like road transport. Means they are not flexible like road transport. See, we can only travel where the railway stations are or where the tracks are. We cannot make the tracks to move to our houses or wherever we want to go. So there is a lack of flexibility. They are not flexible like the road transport. Next, unsuitable for short distance. Yes, rail transport is very unsuitable for short distance. Like you have to travel for 20 km or 25 km, you have to take the goods. So it is very expensive and it is not suitable also. So better you can have other options. Next, lack of door-to-door service. Like road transport in car, bus, van, we can have door-to-door services. We can take the things from one door to deliver them to other. But in rail transport, this facility does not exist. Next, booking formalities. As we all know, when we have to go to celebrate our vacations, summer or winter, booking formalities are very huge. we have to book the tickets before 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, and sometimes we are not getting the available tickets also. So it is one of the demerit of rail transport, that is booking formalities. Because of this, many of them avoid to travel in rail transport. Now see, first, huge capital expenditure. Second, lack of flexibility. Third, unsuitable for short distance. Fourth, lack of door-to-door service. And fifth, booking formalities. Moving on the next topic, that is meaning of road transport. As we have discussed about rail transport, now we are going to see what is road transport is. See, road transport provides the service on the roads. Like it can be that muddy road, it can be the constructed that one road, it can be rural area one, kacha pakka, all types of roads. Now see, the examples are car, rickshaw, that many are there, van, tractor, etc. Now see, merits of road transport. Merit first is it provides flexible service. Flexible service means they provide the most flexible service. Means we can take the goods or the passengers from one place to another place, from one remote area to another remote area, or from rural area to urban area, or to urban area to rural area. They have a flexible, they are the most flexible that service providers. Next, suitable for short distance. Road transport is very suitable for the short distance. Like we have to go for 20 km, 30 km, 50 km. So that is very convenient. So we can easily move from one place to another, or we can easily carry the goods from one place to another. Third, time saving. See, if we transport goods like vegetables or the perishable goods, so it is very useful to transport them in road transport. Why? Because they save the time. They are very flexible. They are very suitable for road transport. See, as they are flexible, so they take less time. So the perishable items like milk, eggs are there, which can be damaged or spoiled easily. That can be very good for road transport to be carried from one place to another. They are the time savers. Next, suitable for the service in rural areas. Now see, it is not there in every village or every remote area. Airport is not there. Rail transport, railway stations are also not there. So, how they will connect with the urban cities? With the help of road transport. They can easily connect the rural area and the urban area through road transport. Otherwise, it will be very problematic for them to how to transport from one place to another. Next, low cost of construction. See, as I told you before, in rail transport, the capital expenditure is very huge. Why? We have to set up all the things. But in case of road transport, the cost of construction is very low. Why? It can be used on muddy, kacha, pakka, any type of rasta. Kacha pakka rasta, see, because the cost of construction is not there. We can, like the tangas are there, they can be moved on kacha pakka rasta, and many car, buses, everything. So they are the very suitable for connecting the rural area to the urban area. Now see, first, flexible service. Second, suitable for short distance. Third, time saving. Fourth, suitable for service in rural areas. Fifth, low cost of construction. I hope you have understood. Thank you.